Welcome. It's time for another episode of Constitution Study Television. I want to talk about the deep state. When did the deep state appear? How long has it existed? What is the deep state? Now, the deep state is basically the unseen hand that A. Ralph Epperson may have talked about in his book, The Unseen Hand, in 1984. None dare call it a conspiracy. Gary Allen talked about it. It's this undercurrent, this inside shadow government that exists that is determined to betray, destroy, usurp, and change us from the constitutional republic we are to something that is more part of what the world is. Socialist, statist, whatever you want to call it. Now, the deep state appeared during the very beginning. In fact, the deep state was something else. Or maybe I guess you could say the grandfather of the current deep state was the European underground. That European group that conspiracy theorists talk about, that unseen shadow government that was underneath, that was kind of holding together Europe and trying to move Europe in a statist direction. Then, some people like mention the Illuminati and, Bilderbergs, things like that. That's all a part of it. Well, in the United States, the first part of the whole purpose of the Constitution was to make us unlike Europe as much as possible because of that deep state. We didn't want to be a part of that. In fact, after Alexander Hamilton introduced the Bank of the United States, George Washington, recognizing the dangers of that and the deep state, though they didn't call it that back then, in his farewell address, he warned against foreign entanglements. Because the foreign entanglements wanted to use that underground elite power to guide us in a certain direction that we were never intended to go. So, and it's always existed. It's always trying to nudge us in that direction. Now it has become strong enough and big enough that it's no longer a conspiracy theory. Now, it's in the news. It's in the newspapers. The deep state is that unseen hand, that underground shadow government that seeks to dismantle our American system and make us no different than the rest of the world and really a part of a globalist economic system. Something that is planned, orchestrated, and coordinated by elites and bankers. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's always been there. What has held it back has been the United States Constitution. The United States Constitution specifically designed and written not to allow the deep state a foot into our system. For example, to keep those foreign interests out of our country, you must be a natural born citizen in order to be president, so that there aren't any divided loyalties. Also, another way of guarding against the deep state was that in the Constitution, the federal government had no authority to be involved with or influence directly the domestic economy, our free market system, and it could not, for any reason whatsoever, because no authority was given, control or own the means of production, which leads to socialism. The Constitution was written specifically to protect us from socialism and the deep state. Thank you for watching. I am Douglas V. Gibbs, politicalpistachio.com, douglasvgibbs.com. Stay safe, stay patriotic, and always stay constitutional. Where we go one, we go all.